New York's classic rock. Q1043.
Welcome back. Jonathan Clark in the studio here on Q1043's Out of the Box. He's back. He is the king of partying, and his new album, You're Not Alone, it's coming out in March. His name is Andrew W.K. How are you, my friend?
I am partying, and I'm happy to be back here. Thank you, Jonathan.
Okay, so now you've probably seen, like, people say, why is it, in fact, I think Andrew, who's actually holding the camera, said this online, why do people say Happy New Year like 2 weeks after Happy New Year? You just said it to me. You just said it to me when I saw you down in the lobby.
Yes.
And then I replied to Andrew online. I said, I'm going to continue to say Happy New Year until I feel it is not appropriate. And so maybe it's 2 weeks, maybe it's 3 weeks. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, since last time I was here, it was right around Halloween.
Right. We had the donuts.
Yes.
We had the taco guitar. And
there was Halloween themes and celebratory cupcakes, or donuts, pardon me.
Yes.
With spiders on them, I think.
Yes.
And I realize now coming back in, it's close enough to another very significant holiday, and I hadn't seen you since that holiday. So I think if you haven't seen the person since a very significant holiday, and it could be said that New Year's is the most significant in a way,
yeah,
that you can still say, hey, by the way, Happy New Year, because I didn't get to see you.
I saw you in December of or October of
There you go.
2017 or whatever. Okay, so what's your feeling on, say, the last week of December? Do you ever say to somebody that you know you won't see until the following year, see you next year?
I think people use that to catch you off guard because you think, well, wait a minute, next year. Oh, yeah, next year is just a few days away. So I usually have been the gullible one that falls for that and gets baffled when someone has said it to me. So I'm not quite at the level where I think have the wherewithal to say it to someone else.
I'm guilty as charged. I said it like 3 times the last week.
It was fun,
December.
right?
I enjoyed it.
You got people.
I'll probably do it again next year.
You get them good.
Let's get to the new album, You're Not Alone. It's coming out in March. We have the new single, Music is Worth Living For. You're going to be touring. All the tour dates, andrewwk.com. So finally we have this new album, the first song, your first full-length album of new rock songs in many years.
Many years.
So today actually is a good day. It's the first day that the single, Music is Worth Living For, is available.
It's the first actual song from the actual album that's actually available.
Yes.
And it's been, as you said, many years coming. I don't know how to describe the feeling. I'm sure many people can relate to. It's a mixture of excitement, fear, and a kind of indescribable, almost nausea. But it's a good nausea, if there ever was such a thing. I think it's butterflies in the stomach.
Anxiety maybe is the right word. Or
yeah, it's butterflies that have anxiety that are swimming around anxiously in my stomach, and it's fluttery and it's kind of pleasurable and tickly, but it's also a bit nauseating.
Right, yeah.
But I'm going with it.
And the album does have songs that include the word party in them.
Yes, it does.
The Power of Partying is one song. The Party Never Dies is another. But there are many more songs on this album. There are 16 songs.
16 tracks. 3 of those are motivational speeches, though.
Yes, right. Spoken word kind of things, right?
So it's 13 songs. Well, actually 12 songs, 1 instrumental, and 3 motivational speeches.
Oh, that's great. We went into this briefly the last time you were here a couple months ago. This album, and this is from your bio specifically about the word partying. From your bio, it says, by harnessing the revelatory power of partying, by celebrating the puzzles and pressures of life, we find the key to change and evolution comes from both inside and out when we're together and on our own. So that's pretty much what we're saying about the word partying, that you use it, because a lot of people, as we know, associate partying with, overdoing things and substance abuse, but this is really not your version of partying, right? It's a celebration of life. It's ups and downs.
Intoxication comes in many forms, and you can, as it's been said, you can be high on life. You can be high on music. I mean, that's what Music is Worth Living For is all about. I've never had any physical experience, and I put that right up there with any kind of physical orgasmic experience, anything as deeply satisfying, soul satisfying as just the joy of music. And listening to music counts as partying in my world. It's to release ourselves, I suppose, from the need to constrict anything about life into something so narrow as a particular point of view about celebration or partying. We're just celebrating the fact that we exist and that we're alive in the first place.
And the album cover, we got to talk about this. It's like a combination of Norman Rockwell Americana mixed with the world of Andrew WK. And we got to mention these artists that did this album for you. Boris Vallejo and Julie Bell.
Yes.
You had met them through the Revolver Awards, I guess.
That is
right?
correct, yes.
So tell me about these two who are actually married, right?
They are. They are the fantasy art power couple.
Yeah.
Julie herself was first, I think first a competitive bodybuilder and figure model for painters who painted in this fantasy style, but also became, and she must have been an artist all along, because I find it so hard to believe she could have developed these skills.
Yeah, her stuff is
so last end. She's world class.
Yeah.
Consummate oil painter. And she was modeling for Boris for his paintings, and they fell in love, and he also found out that she's a painter, and now they paint together as a team. And
yeah.
It's just incredible. It's a dream team of fantasy art. And if you look up Julie Bell and Boris Vallejo, you will recognize their paintings.
Oh, completely, yeah.
Even if you don't think you know them, you do.
Right, and the album cover, it's really cool. You're on a typical middle American street. It's
Yes.
night out. You're in your classic Andrew WK outfit. It's dark out. The street lights are on. The beautiful houses have their lights on. The green lawns. Yet to your left there is some sort of serpent.
There is a creature, and I'm not sure if it's really there or if I just am seeing that it's there.
You're kind of giving it the side eye, right?
I'm looking at it warily. There's a lot going on in this painting, and I really give them all the credit in terms of bringing out that level of depth that you could look at it with so much. It is a simple idea, as you described. I'm saying on a street, and there's a dragon in the bushes.
Yeah, a serpent-ish creature.
Yeah, some kind of monster. But they captured, like you said, the subtlety. Am I looking at it with confidence? Is the confidence a bit feigned? Am I trying to feel stronger than I am when I'm in fact very scared of this thing? There's also a figure in the window. So, I found subconsciously, so almost, that there was a lot of various ways to interpret the album. Even the title, something as straightforward and even generic as "You're Not Alone," that can be seen. I would first assume people would think, "Oh, that's nice. You don't worry, you're not alone." But there's times when, like, let's say I was in a hotel room and I checked in by myself and I went to sleep, and all of a sudden I hear a rustling in the corner and someone tells me you're not alone. That would be a very disconcerting feeling.
Right.
So there's two sides to a lot of these ideas on the album, the painting included.
It's Andrew WK, and we are talking about his new album, You're Not Alone. It's coming out in March. The new single is available now. Music is Worth Living For. And from what I've heard so far, this is, for lack of a better word, vintage Andrew WK. It's big, it's anthemic, it's stadium level rock. I mean, so if anyone is ever familiar with Andrew's previous work, you are not going to be disappointed with this, because the original vintage Andrew WK is still in these new songs.
I thank you for hearing it that way. I'd like to think that it's delivering on the promise that I attempted to set out and establish early on. So perhaps in that way, it wouldn't be proper to say it's an evolution, certainly not a reinvention, and certainly not an experiment, but a very straightforward and earnest, if I do say so myself, attempt to hit that bullseye marker that I've been trying to hit my whole career, and you hope that, like an archer gets better at shooting their bow and arrow and hitting that bullseye. I hope over all these years I've developed these skills so that I can hit that certain place of powerful feeling more and more accurately. And
I follow you on Instagram and Twitter. I love your party product reviews.
Well, thank you very much, Jonathan.
Yes, those are very nice. I mean, it can be the simplest thing, but you turn it into something much more interesting.
Well, that's gracious of you. I sometimes don't have a lot to work with at hand, so it might be a toothbrush or it might be a sock, and it's worthy of a review.
Yes, it certainly is. What can you tell us about this song we'll play called Music is Worth Living For? For obviously, I mean, it is. We all know music is worth living for, but what more can you tell us about this song?
There's I suppose, again, a lot going on with it. I think first and foremost, it's me telling myself that music is worth living for. A lot of my music, I sort of am writing to cheer myself up, to change the way I feel, being someone who's not necessarily been by default a very positive person. I try to make music that makes me feel better. And music itself has always made me feel better. So this is a song about that. And in the verses, I'm telling sort of the lower impulses inside me, and maybe even the parts of me that are working against my best interests and want me to be miserable and want me to fail. I'm telling them that they won't get the best of me, and I'm going to prove them wrong. And it's going to be because of music that I finally triumph.
Isn't that great, though, when that happens? I mean, it happened to me just the other day. I was riding the subway. I don't know what kind of crazy thoughts I was caught up in. I had my phone on shuffle. I had the headphones on. I'm on the subway, and then a song comes on. I literally, smiled on my face.
It changed the way your body felt, right?
Yeah,
it wasn't just a
completely.
mood thing. That's what I always try to explain to folks, that a lot of these songs, it's not about an idea or even a mood. It changes the way it feels to exist, and once that changed, then all of a sudden the whole world changes. Like all of a sudden the subway car seems a little more interesting, and other people you have better will towards. You can feel the music making you a better person.
Yeah.
And that's real magic. It is real, genuine magic. We might not understand it fully. We don't have to. We still get to experience it and enjoy it.
Your tour dates say you start a UK tour in April, back to the States in May, and hopefully a stop in the New York, New Jersey tri-state area soon, sometime this summer maybe? Or
Before then.
Oh, okay.
There will be a full range of dates announced actually just in a few weeks.
Okay, good.
There'll be a lot of touring all year.
Everyone go to andrewwk.com, check out the tour dates, and where can we get the single today?
Anywhere streaming is available, all the major sites. It's also on YouTube, on my channel there in Vivo, and anywhere you can get it, you can get it.
And the name is You're Not Alone, the full album coming out in March. We'll see you back here on the tour, Andrew. And congratulations on the new album, man.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Don't wait 12 years the next time, okay?
I don't intend to. I don't intend to.
Thanks, man.
New York's classic rock. Q1043.